Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we will keep practicing chapter 12. Please keep in mind that this exercise may be a part of the final exam, so let's stay highly focused on it. A no-equity firm is considering the following projects. Project A, B, and C with the beta of 0.7, 0.9, and 1.2 respectively. The IRR are 13%, 14%, and 16%. The TOB rate, which means this one is the risk-free rate, the RF is equal to 5%. And the expected return, which means the ERM, on the market is 15%. So question A is, which projects have a higher expected return than the firm's 15.5% cost of capital? This indicates that the firm's RE is equal to 15.5%. Let's try to answer question A together. So one of the important factors from the question that we may neglect is the phrase where they quote that an all-equity firm. What does this one mean? It means that this company is 100% financed by equity. So in this company, they don't have debt, they don't have preferred stock, they only have equity. And this indicates that the cost of capital, the WACC, will be equal to the cost of equity. Right? Because this company only combine of equity. So the cost of equity should be equal to the cost of capital. So we are being asked in part A to answer which projects have a higher expected return than the firm's 15.5% cost of capital or cost of equity. So our task now is to compute the cost of equity of each project. The cost equity of each project will be the required return of each project. And we use the SML method in order to achieve it. Since the dividend growth model is not applied here, we do not have the dividends. We do not have the growth rate. But we do have the beta of each project, and we do have the risk-free rate. And we also have the expected return on the market, 15%. So for project A, using the SML method, we will have RA equal to 0.05, which is the risk-free rate. The TOB rate is the treasury bill rate, plus 0.7 is the beta project A, is stated over here, times 0.15 is the market, the return on the market, the expected return, the ERM, minus 0.05 risk-free rate. This is equivalent to 0.12 or 12%. Project B, RB equal to 0.05 plus 0.9, this is the beta, times 0.15 minus 0.05. And it is equal to 0.14, 14%. Lastly, project C, RC will be equal to 0.05 plus the beta 1.2 times again 0.15 minus 0.05, and it's gonna give us 0.17, which is absolutely equal to 17%. Okay, so which project will have a higher expected return than the firm's 15.5% cost of capital? So we can all see is project C is 17%. 17% is greater than 15.5%. So the answer is project C. And this is how we achieve part A of this question. We are now on to part B. Which project should be accepted? How do we answer this question? So as we guys can see, we all can see, the third column is the IRR. And in one of the video, I have taught you guys about the investment criteria, including the IRR method. So in any case, if the IRR is greater than the required return, we will accept the project. So this is the rule, just a reminder. So for this exercise, let's all make a table together. The first column is the project name. The second column will be the required return. Then the IR. And finally, it's the decision. So for here we have three projects: Project A, Project B, and Project C. A, B, and C. The required return we just found out, they are 12%, 14%, and 17% in this order. And the IRR of Project A is 13% as stated, Project B is 14%, and Project C is 16%. So let's check whether the IRR is higher or lower than R, alright? So Project A, 13% is definitely higher than 12%, so we accept it. We should accept it. Moving on to Project B, 14% equal to 14%, so we should not accept it. We need to reject it. In Project C, 17% and 16%. Required return is larger than IRR, so we also reject it. So, in conclusion, we accept Project A only based on the IRR method. Part C. Which projects will be incorrectly accepted or rejected if the firm's overall cost of capital were used as a hurdle rate, the minimum acceptable rate of return? So what does this question actually want us to do? Here they state that the projects will be the overall cost, if the firm's overall cost of capital were used as the hurdle rate. So in any type of project, an investor, when they look at this company, they will first look at the WACC of the company. It is the investment criteria. This is the minimum acceptable rate of return. And as I have explained, this company is an all equity firm. So the RE, which is 15.5%, is equal to the WACC. So 15.5% will be the threshold. Anything below 15.5%, any project below 15.5% will be out of the option. The investor won't invest in this project if it's below 15.5%. So the investment criteria here is, if the required return is greater than WACC, then you will accept the project. So this is the difference between Part B and Part C. So again, we draw a table. Project A, B, and C. The next column is the WACC. It's 15.5% for all, because it is the threshold. I just have explained it. Next, we will have the required return. We also found it 12%, 14%, and 17%. And the decision. So based on our criteria, if the weighted average cost of capital is smaller than R, then we accept. What to do with Project A? So WACC is 15.5%, which is higher than R, so we reject it. Project B, 15.5%, again, greater than 14%, so we also reject it. And for Project C, WACC is 15.5%, and it's much more smaller than 17%, so we accept it. Now, please take a look and answer me. Do you guys all see any discrepancy happen here? Any discrepancy between the answer in part B and the answer in part C? Yes, we do. As we take a look at the last column, the decision column. In answer B, if project A and project C are accepted and rejected respectively. In part C, project A and project C are reversed. They are rejected and accepted respectively, as we all can see. So, in any case of discrepancy, we can make a following conclusion. Project A and project C are potentially incorrectly accepted or rejected. So this is how you do the full exercise. Please redo it and practice it more and more in order to fully understand.